Okay, so we are recording now. Last week, I'm really sorry that we couldn't meet, but sometimes things come up. But we have a lot of fun things to get to today. So let me just kind of show you our agenda. All right, so we're going to start by reviewing perimeter. Perimeter and area. Very simple when you're working with a regular shape, just like a regular rectangle. So we won't spend too much time on that because that's pretty easy. But then we're going to move into finding the area of irregular shapes. So those are the shapes that are a little bit more complex. So we have some games to play there. And then we need to touch on volume as well. So we'll go ahead and start easy. And we're going to start. And actually, I think I'm just going to go to IXL Math and show you a couple easy examples that we could work out together of perimeter. So remember, I like to think about perimeter as kind of like a fence, the length around a shape. So they're just showing us here, and I'll do this first one with you, that this particular shape, it's a perfect square, and each side is the length of 1. So this is simple. The perimeter, you would just add up all of the sides. So what's 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1? Go ahead and type it into your chat. Good job, Jaden. Awesome. Fantastic. So yes, this one was a very simple way to start for 4. Okay, so a little bit more complex. Let's find the perimeter of this particular shape. We know that one side is a length of 9. This side is a length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'll let you work on that. So we have 9 plus 9 plus 5 plus 5. Good job, Corbin. It's quick. Okay, so I hope everybody's having a chance to work this out. I'm going to wipe my board clean. Perfect, we all got it, 28. So next time I might draw a picture if we need more help. Okay. All right, last simple example. All right, we have a shape that one side is the length of 1, and then the other sides are the length of 9. So the perimeter would be 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1. Good job, Jaden. Good job, Corbin. And so yes, an excellent, Vero. The total would be, oops, I typed that into the chat instead of on the screen. The total would be 20. Perfect. Okay, so now we'll move into a little game. And then we will start getting into the harder perimeter and area of shapes that are not so simple. Okay, so the perimeter of this, oh, well, let's go back so that you know exactly what this game is all about. Basically, you are a shape surveyor. So for every correct answer we get, we're going to solve more of this particular puzzle that this little person is working on. Okay? All right, so we have a rectangle here with a side of 5 and another side of 8. Okay, so what would the perimeter of this rectangle be? So that would be 5 plus 5 plus 8 plus 8. Good job, Jaden. Good job, Will. Perfect. So most of us are getting it. 26. Yay! All right, so now we haven't talked about this yet today, but we're going to find the area of a rectangle. So the area is pretty simple because what you just need to do is multiply the length of one side by the length of the other side. So everyone, what is 5 times 4?
20.
Perfect. Okay. So the area was pretty simple. All right, an area of this really easy rectangle, 2 times 1.
2.
There we go. All right. Okay. So our brains are warmed up. We're not going to waste too much more time on the easy stuff. Let's get into irregular shapes. All right, we're going to skip the intro. And so what this is going to do is it's going to show us a little bit of a video, and then it stops and asks us some questions along the way. So, all right, here we go. All right.
Chelsea and I are building a putting green in my backyard. We have already built a base shape like this.
Our plan is to cover the surface with a green outdoor carpet, but to do that, we'll need to know how to determine the area of the shape. Then we'll know how much carpet we'll need.
Before we build the green, let's take a look at how to determine the area and perimeter of irregular shapes.
Okay, here we go.
Here's a quick review of area and perimeter. This line is 1 unit in length. If we take 4 of these units and form a square, we end up with 1 square unit. These are irregular shapes. We can measure the area of these shapes in square units, and we can measure the perimeter of these shapes in units.
Okay.
Let's take a closer look at this shape. We'll find the perimeter of this shape. Remember, perimeter is the distance around a closed figure. What is the perimeter of this shape? Enter your answer in the space provided, then click the check button.
Okay, so this is for all of you to work out. They showed us, they went around and they just kind of showed us that the length of this was 1, the length of this is 5, here's another 1. And so they put all of those values right here for you. Hello, Tyler, I'm glad you made it. So what we need to do to find the perimeter is add up all of those values. When you get that answer, go ahead and type it into the chat. Good job, Will. Very nice, Jaden. Okay. Good job, Corbin. Okay, it looks like most of us are getting 22 when you add up all of the lengths of the different sides. Okay. Cool. All right.
Let's find the perimeter of another irregular shape. Click on each side of the shape to find its length. Be sure to click every side.
Okay, so perimeter, again, isn't quite as difficult because it's just kind of finding the length around it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on each one of these sides, and you're going to need to write down the number so that when it's your turn to find the perimeter, you have all the numbers written down. Okay, so this is 1.75 plus 1.5 plus 0.5 plus another 0.5 plus another 0.5 plus 0.75 plus 0.75. Okay, so to find the perimeter of this shape, you're going to add up all of those values. When you get an answer, go ahead and type that into the chat. Good job, Jaden. I think I'm going to take a picture of this one and just kind of show you. I'll work alongside you while everybody else is kind of figuring it out. Okay, so I would come over here and I'm going to start with my biggest number and I'm going to type or write 1.75. My next biggest number is 1.5. You can add that 0 on the end just to keep your place value lined up. Plus 0.5, plus 0.5. We had another 0.5. And then we had 2.75. So I'm going to go ahead and write those as well. Okay. All right, so hopefully you're working alongside with me. Just carry my decimal point down. Okay, so let's just start with this column. 5 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So now I have 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 more is 15. Carry my 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 5, 18. Okay, so you guys need to probably just work on this column for a couple minutes. I think it's actually easier if you do the 5s first and say 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 plus 8 is 28. Then come down here and you have 28 plus 7 more. So it'd be 28 plus 14. So all of you should be working this out. I can't see you, but I'm trusting that you are. And if you work that problem out, you would get 42. So that middle column probably took you the longest to add up. And then, of course, 4 plus 1 is 6. So really, it's just a matter of going step by step. And honestly, I made one long list. You don't have to do it that way. You could have done it like this. Let me wipe this clean. Sometimes it's easier if you just add up like 2 at a time and then go back and add them all together at the end. So 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1. And then if I want to add maybe these two up, 0.5 plus 1.5 is 2. So I'm making it a little easier if I just do maybe 2 at a time. You do it however it works for you. If you want to make the long list like I did or break it down like this, that's fine too. But most of us got 6.25 for our perimeter when we added up all of those lengths.
What is the perimeter of this shape? You may use the calculator to find the answer.
Oh, well, they're just
Enter your answer in the space provided, then click the check button.
They're making it way easy on us, just giving us a calculator, but whatever. We'll use their calculator. Okay, so now I'm at this one, so 1.5. Will, is that a way of saying that you don't understand, or is that just you typing something crazy into the chat to me? Okay, so I used my calculator, I added up all those sides, and I came up with exactly what I did when I did it in my head, and that was 6.25. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to work with curved edges now.
It's easy to measure a perimeter of a shape that has straight edges. You just measure all the edges, then add up the total. It's a little trickier when you have shapes that have curved edges, like this one. What is the best tool for measuring the perimeter of this shape? Click on the tool of your choice.
So what do you guys think? What would be the easiest, if I had to like measure around this shape, what would be the easiest to use? Would I try to use a ruler? Probably not. So which one out of these two choices? You think the string? Okay, so let's type on or click on string.
String.
Okay.
The string one.
Now to find the exact perimeter of the shape, we must measure the length of the string.
So now that's
What
pretty
is the
simple.
perimeter of the shape? Enter your answer in the space provided, then click the check button.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's
That's
easy.
easy.
Yeah.
Let's use the same string to make a new shape. What is the perimeter of the shape? Enter your answer in the space provided, then click the check button.
Well, it would be the same, wouldn't it? Because we are
7 units.
we're using the same exact piece of string. Cool. All right, so now we're going to move into area of irregular shapes.
We've looked at ways to find the perimeter of irregular shapes. Now let's look at the area of irregular shapes. We'll find the area of this shape. Remember, area area is the number of square units needed to cover a region. Let's see what happens if we place a grid over this irregular shape, like we do with regular shapes. What is the approximate area of this shape? Enter your estimate in the space provided, then click the Enter button.
Okay, so they're asking us to start with an estimate. So we know right away that we have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 whole square units. Now, what we need to estimate is these little funky
Mrs.
shapes.
Bruns,
So,
Mrs. Bruns,
yes.
just cut off one of those slanted and turn it around and put it up. And put it up on the other side.
Yes, yes. I wish it would let me do that, but yeah. Let's just make an estimate for now.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
8
7,
plus 4 is
Go on. 8 plus 4. So we have one estimate of 16. We have maybe an estimate. It looks like somebody is saying 12 as an estimate. Vero is saying 15. So let's just see.
We can use the grid to count the whole square units that are covered by the shape.
And that's what I did at the beginning.
But what can we do with the partial square units? Watch carefully. We are able to make 4 whole square units by rearranging the partial units. Now we can add these square units to the other 8 square units to get a total of 12 square units.
What do you
The
know?
area of this irregular shape is 12 square units. Take a moment to compare your estimate with the actual answer. Click play when you're ready to continue.
Yep, well, we did pretty good on the estimate. Okay.
Click on 2 partial square units to form a whole square unit. Repeat this process until you've clicked on all of the partial square units. When you're finished, click on the check button.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing is finding the area of this irregular shape. We know right away that there's at least 4 units, but I have to kind of move these other units around in order to make them whole. So let's just, okay, there we go. Move them around. And now, what is my total square units of this shape?
10.
Are you sure? It looks like 6 because there's 4 and then 1.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, 6.
Yeah. Yay!
What is the area of this shape? Enter your answer in the space provided.
Correct. Okay, so we're going to go back to that putting green.
I think we're ready to figure out how much carpet we'll need to cover our putting green. This is the shape of our green. We'll lay this grid over the shape to help us measure the area. Each square on the grid represents 1 square meter. Click on 2 partial square units to form a whole square unit. Repeat this process until you have clicked on all the partial square units. When you are finished, click on the check button.
Okay, oh wow, some of you have already figured it out. So basically, we're doing the same thing. I'm moving around these partial squares in order to make them whole units. Just by looking at it, I know I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 whole units. So I'm going to start moving these other ones around. Okay, there we go. Okay. To make them whole. Perfect. So what is my total? 8.
What is the area of the shape? And
Yay!
now that we know how much green carpet we need, let's add it to the surface of our putting green. And we'll finish it off with the hole and the flag. It's time to putt. Click on the putt button to putt the ball.
Okay. Oh. Wow, I didn't do very good there. Okay.
Whoops! We forgot to put a border around the edge of our putting green to stop the ball from rolling off.
Click on each side of the putting green to find its length. Be sure to click every side.
Oh, guess what we're finding now? Now we're finding the perimeter. or the area around the shape so that we could build a little deal to catch the ball. Okay, so here we go. You're going to be adding up the sides. Okay, so 2.57 plus 2 plus another 2.57 plus 2.57 plus 2 plus 2.57. I notice that there's 4 2.57s, so I can make this maybe a little bit easier instead of, oh, sorry, I'm going to wipe this clean so that you can see what we're doing now. There we go. So you can do that long list and add them all up. Or you can just kind of in your head look at these and say, oh, okay, 2 plus 2 is 4. So I'm just going to put 4 over to here to the side. And then 2.57, I can add all those up 4 times, or I can do a little simple multiplication problem. 2.57 times 4. So go ahead and work that problem out. And then I'm going to add whatever I get to what I already had, which was 4. So go ahead and work out 2.57 times 4. Good job, Corbin. Yay! Good job. Jaden and Corbin have already got it. Okay, so when you do this multiplication problem, you get 10.28 or 10 and 28 hundredths. And if I add 10 and 28 hundredths to 4, my final answer is 14 and 28 hundredths. Oops. Okay.
What is the perimeter of the putting green?
Oh, we don't
You
need
may
to
use the calculator to find the answer.
We don't need
Enter your answer in the space provided, then click on the check button.
Okay, it's not letting me type in all my numbers here. Well, all right, let's just leave it at that. Maybe they wanted me to just round that up to a 3 or something. Well, yeah, I know. Okay, so right here it's telling me, yes, it's 14.28 meters, but it won't let me type that in. It'll only let me type in 3 numbers. So whatever. We know that we got it right.
You get the decimal.
Yeah, I don't want to take away the decimal though, because that's not necessarily the right answer. I need to put that decimal, but it won't let me. Oh well, we know that we got the right answer. It's fine.
Now we can add the edging to our putting green to make a border. And we're ready to putt again.
Yay!
Click on the putt button to putt the ball.
Okay. Oh, that's much better.
That was fun.
It sure was. Hey, that reminds me of a joke about a guy who went golfing and took 2 pairs of pants in case he got a hole in one.
Oh, that was a bad joke. Okay. So that was a lot of fun. So we just practiced using or finding area and perimeter of irregular shapes. So that was pretty cool. Everyone type into the chat either a happy face or a sad face or a question mark. If you, will put a happy face if that made sense to you and you're ready to move on. I guess put an unhappy face if you're not. Good. That was pretty fun, pretty easy. So now we have another little lesson on volume. Okay, so it'll do kind of the same thing where it'll stop us along the way and we will work out problems together.
Let's enter this contest, Anna. We could win a skateboard. Sounds good, but first, let's figure out the best way to guess how many cubes will fit in the entire box. What we really need to find is the volume of the box. Let's start with a quick review of volume. We'll be using cubic centimeters to measure volume in this episode. Remember, 1 centimeter on a screen may look longer or shorter than an actual centimeter. This is 1 centimeter. Remember, it may look longer or shorter than 1 actual centimeter. We can measure length in centimeters. If we take 4 of these centimeter lengths to form the sides of a square.
You're right, Will. We've already talked about volume. See, it's been 2 weeks, and so I totally forgot about that. Thank you for sending me that message. Does this look familiar to anybody else?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, wow. Well, see, it's been 2 weeks, and I did not remember that. So that's fine. We'll go on to our game instead. Okay. So here's our little game. We are finding the volume of different shapes. So I'm going to take a picture of this one and do the first one with you. Okay, so I'm going to have to change my pen color to black. Here we go. So a simple way to find volume of any shape like this is just to label each different side like a letter. Like maybe I'm going to label A, B, and I could label this side C. And to find the volume, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is A times B
Times C.
times C. Perfect. So I need to go ahead and count what each of those values are. So B looks like it's 1, 2. So that's the height. So 2. I don't know why I started with B and not A. Sorry. A, and A is also on this side as well. The length here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then C, it's going to be this side on top, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 again. Okay, so to find the volume, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can kind of visualize how many of these 1 cubic centimeter cubes will fit into the entire shape, or you can use the formula that I just showed you. So 6 times 2 times 6, go ahead and type that into the chat. So I would do this problem first. I would do 6 times 6, which is 36, times 2. Very good, Corbin. And there we go. So I did the first one with you, 72. Ah! I must have counted one of the sides wrong. But that's okay. We'll be a little bit more careful on this one because the picture's bigger. So how many cubes do I need to make this particular shape? So in other words, what's the volume of this particular shape? So let's count the different sides. I'll start with this length here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 5 times 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 times 5 times 4. When you get an answer, you could type it into the chat. So this is a pretty basic, perfect cube here with a so 5 times 5 times 4. Might help to see it. Probably mental math if you just kind of do 2 of the problems, or the easy problem here first. 5 times 4 is 20, and we all know that 20 times 5 is just simply 100. Yay!
What I got.
Good. All right, so let's do another one. Okay, so I'm gonna take a picture of this one because it's a little
I'll
bit.
just be right back.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
So we hear somebody in the background. Make sure your door is closed. All right, here we go. So I'm going to label each one of these sides again. So I could just label this side like an A
Okay.
and C. So let's talk about A first. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 times. We'll talk about B next. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 times 4. And then let's look at C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 3 times 4 times 6. When you get an answer, go ahead and type it into the chat.
3 times 4 is 12. Okay.
Very good, Jaden. So you can choose to do either one of these two problems first. You could do 3 times 4, which is 12 times 6, or you can do, very good, Vero, 4 times 6, which is 24 times 3. And all of you, it looks like, are coming up with 72. Good.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Crystal. Oh yeah.
Yay!
There.
All right, guys. So we have done excellent work today. Do we want to practice any more of these? Because we can go to our little IXL math and do some more. Or are we feeling like we're pretty good and ready to go? So you might have to type that into the chat or just speak up.
Hey. Pretty good and ready to go.
Pretty good and ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay, because we're doing pretty well, and I mean we've covered everything for today. We've covered perimeter of irregular shapes, we've done area of irregular shapes, and then of course volume. So if you do have any other questions, I will stay here in the virtual classroom for the next couple minutes, and then you can ask me by yourself. And if not, then you are welcome to go. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone, and I'll see you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
So I'll
Bye.
stay here if there's anybody who has any more questions.
Wait. Wait. Whoa. Okay, I'm going. You're saying that I can leave if I don't have if I want to. But if I
Yes,
have any questions,
if you feel like that was pretty easy and you got it, then you can go.
bye.
Bye. Okay, so we will go over volume one more time for anybody who wants to hang out and learn a little bit more about volume. So volume, I will just kind of review. I'm sorry, I'm going to wipe this board clean. I'm going to review the formula for volume. And the formula for volume is just A times B times C. So I have to go over here and label the 3 different sides, A, B, and C. So let's just say that this is A. It doesn't really matter because you'll get the same answer. B, and let's make this side C. So let's count the length of A. Okay, so count with me. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll come down here and I'll put a 4. Now let's count the height of B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let's count the length of C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now it's just simply multiplying all of those together. So 4 times 5 is 20. And then I would do 20 times 4, which is 80. So that would be a really simple way to find volume. I think since you weren't here a couple weeks ago, if we watch this little video that we had started, it'll be helpful. We're going to skip the intro and we'll go right to it. So this will give you a little bit more.
Let's enter this contest, Anna. We could win a skateboard. Sounds good.
Okay, we already know about the contest.
Let's start with a quick review of volume. We'll be using cubic centimeters to measure volume in this episode. Remember, 1 centimeter on a screen may look longer or shorter than an actual centimeter. This is 1 centimeter. Remember, it may look longer or shorter than 1 actual centimeter. We can measure length in centimeters. If we take 4 of these centimeter lengths to form the sides of a square, we end up with 1 square centimeter. The small number 2 at the end means square centimeter. We can measure area in square centimeters. If we form a solid cube having 6 faces measuring 1 square centimeter each, we end up with 1 cubic centimeter. The small number 3 at the end means cubic centimeter. We can measure volume in cubic centimeters. Volume is the amount of space occupied by an object.
Okay, so far is that making sense for you? That when we are talking about volume, we are talking about the amount of space it takes up, and that we talk about things in cubic, either centimeters or whatever we're working with. We might be working with meters. In this case, it's centimeters. Okay.
We can measure the volume of this box. Let's see how many cubic centimeters we need to fill this box. We use 12 cubic centimeters to fill the box. We say, this box has a volume of 12 cubic centimeters, and we write it like this.
Okay, type a happy face into the chat if that makes sense so far. Okay, we'll go on.
Now it's your turn to find the volume of a few objects. This object has been built using centimeter cubes. What is the volume of this object? Enter your answer in the space provided, then click on the check button.
Okay, so to start off really basic, you can just count the number of cubes, and that would give you the volume. Or you can use that formula that I had showed you before, A times B times C. But to start off easy, we can just count them. We know that there's 4 blocks here. So in this row, this second row, there would be 4 more, plus 4 more, plus 4 more, plus 4 more, and yeah, 20. Good. Yay!
Estimate the volume of this box in cubic centimeters. Enter your estimate in the space provided, then click on the Enter button.
Okay, so this is just an estimate. So what you need to picture is how many of these little cubes you think would fit in this entire bigger box. I'm looking here. I'm thinking maybe this face is 6 instead of 4. And so maybe if this is 6, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 rows of 6. It's up to you though. What do you think your estimate should be? If you want to type in just an estimate, it's just a guess. Okay, let's try 36.
Let's see how many cubic centimeters fit in the bottom layer. Would you like to change your estimate? Click on the button of your choice.
Okay, so now they're showing us that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 that fit in this layer. So we have, looks like maybe 3 layers of 15. So maybe another layer on top, so 15 more, and then maybe another layer on top of that, so 15 more. Do you want to change your estimate? Okay, and I'll wait, and when you're ready, you can just type in what you want your next estimate to be.
Enter your new estimate in the space provided, then click on the Enter button.
Okay, so let's try that.
Now let's see how many layers of cubes fit into the box. Would you like to change your estimate? Click on the button of your choice.
I don't think we need to.
What is the actual volume of this box? You may use the calculator. Enter your answer in the space provided, then click on the check button.
Yay!
Take a moment to compare your estimate with the actual volume of the box. Click play when you are ready to continue.
You got that, so you're ready. Okay, so we'll go into a little bit of irregular shapes. So that was those were pretty easy because they were just like nice rectangles. But
We can also find the volume of objects that are not shaped like boxes or cubes. We can find the volume of this object by counting the cubic centimeters. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Woo, it's hiding.
This object has a volume of 4 cubic centimeters. What is the volume of this object? Enter your answer in the space provided, then click on the check button. You may click on the hint buttons for help.
Okay, I'll click on the hint buttons because I think it's easier when they start showing the lines. Okay, so that's the same shape. So don't forget that there are, and it's like right underneath here, there's some cubes that are hiding. So I'll click on another hint. Okay, there we go. What is the volume of this irregular shape? Okay, let's check. Yay!
What is the volume of this object? Enter your answer in the space provided, then click on the check button. You may click on the hint buttons for help.
I like it when it shows the lines. It's a little bit, I think, more clear. Do you want to try it like this, or do you want me to break it apart? For this next one, how about I just break it apart one more time? Okay. Okay, so the volume of this irregular shape. Okay. You got it. Yay!
Now that we know how to find the volume of an object, let's compare the volumes of a few different objects. Estimate the volumes of the objects, then drag them into the squares so that they are in order from least volume to greatest volume.
Okay.
When you have placed all of the objects in order, click on the check button.
All right, so you could just type into the chat the color of the shape with the least amount of volume. Perfect. Okay, what do you think would be the next smallest shape, basically? Okay, we could try that. And then what do you think? And it's okay to take a minute to count them, it's fine. Yes, perfect. Yep, you got it. Yep, those were the two that were a little tricky because this one was 12 and that one was 11. Perfect. Yay!
Now we're going to compare the volume of this object with the volumes of a few other objects. This object has a volume of 10 cubic centimeters. Click on the button that best describes the volume of this object compared to the volume of the original object.
Okay, so we're looking at this red figure and we want to know if it's less than, equal to, or greater than 10 cubic centimeters. So you can just type into the chat, and it's right there by your space bar, kind of, the less than, greater than, or then the equal to. So if you think that this is equal to 10, you'll type in equal, or less than 10, type in less than, or more than 10, you could type in more than. Okay, so let's try that. Correct. It was only 9. Perfect. Okay. Do you think this is less than 10, more than 10, or equal to 10? Perfect. Good job. All right. Less than, equal to, or greater than? Okay. Do you need help on this one? This one is, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try equal. Good. All right.
Okay, I'm ready to make my guess and enter the contest.
Right.
I think I'm ready to make my guess too, but just to be sure, maybe you can help us. Remember, we are trying to determine the volume of this box. You can make a guess now, or you can be given a hint. Click on the button of your choice.
Would you like to make a guess how many little cubic blocks will fit into this big one, or would you like a hint? Okay.
I can picture one cube inside this box, like this. You can make a guess now or be given another hint. Click on the
Let's
button
take
of your
another one.
choice.
That
6
wasn't very
cubes should
good.
fit along one side, like this. You can make a guess now or be given another hint. Click on the button of your choice.
Okay. Would you like to guess, or do you want another hint? Okay.
12 cubes should fit along the other side like this. You can make a guess now or be given another hint. Click on the button of your choice.
So if we have 6 here and 12 here, we know that the whole bottom is going to take up 72. So basically, we need to figure out how many layers of 72 do you think will fit in that little box here?
One layer will hold 72 cubes. You can make a guess now or be given another hint. Click on the button of your choice.
Okay, what would you like? Want another hint? Okay, let's guess.
What is the volume of this box? You may use a calculator. Enter your answer in the space provided, then click on the check button.
Wow, you got it!
Thanks for helping us. My guess is that the box will hold 432 cubes. That is my guess too. The contest rules say that the winners' names will be drawn from all the people who answered correctly. I think we both have a pretty good chance. I hope one of us wins.
All right, Corbin, how are you feeling about volume? Did that help? Awesome. All right, well, if you're feeling pretty good, then I will let you go for today, and I will just see you on Monday. How does that sound? All right, I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.